Blessed be everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about beliefs around magic that actually stop people from practicing magic or deter people from practicing magic. But before we do, my name is Sandra. I am the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. If you want to know more about Wicca, witchcraft, magic, tarot and shadow work, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to know where to start your witchcraft practice but you're confused by all of the information out there, I have a free video. It's called How to Start Your Witchcraft Practice. There's a link in the description field below this video. I also have 50% off 2 of my Witchcraft 201 courses. One is the Confident Tarot Reader. So this is a course that gets you reading the tarot in spreads confidently for yourself or for other people, using your intuition as well as your knowledge so that you can give accurate readings and readings that are actually fun to do because you can really get into the stories that the tarot are telling you. The Confident Tarot Reader information, there's a link in the description field below this video. I also have 50% off my shadow work course, which is called Wheels of Empowerment, where you're working through with the chakras and also beliefs at each chakra level that are the cause of you not being able to feel the joy and the happiness in your life that's maybe stopping you from being pinched off from yourself and spirit, and that's stopping you from reaching your full potential and totally being in the world as you. So there's 50% off that course. So both courses have 50% off up until the 30th of April 2024. And there's links to both of them in the description field below this video if you want to find out more information and if you want to enroll. Okay, so let's have a look at about 5 or 6 of the beliefs around magic that can stop people from actually practicing magic and that have people believe that there's a cost involved to practicing magic. So number 1 is the fear of retribution, that somehow if you're practicing magic, there's some force in the universe that's going to create havoc for you. That magic is some chaotic kind of or dangerous, uncontrollable power that has a mind of its own, and that if you unleash it, you're going to be punished in some way. Now, if you have a belief, I guess, in a punishing deity, and you have beliefs that are maybe of the Abrahamic beliefs and also maybe other religions around the world that don't practice magic, then you may believe that that deity is going to punish you because you're practicing magic and it's taboo in that religious belief, okay, or that religious paradigm. When it comes to paganism, that's not really a belief. We don't believe that anyone's going to punish you for doing magic or that there's any retribution involved. Like anything you do, the dangers of magic are generally to do with more your intentions when it comes to magic. And if you're inflicting harm upon other people, then you probably are going to receive some sort of magical spill back from that, because we do receive spill from everything that we do in the universe, and so there often is some sort of spill. In a lot of traditions that do practice harmful magic, they will take precautions to lessen that or even prevent that. So there's even ways around that too. So as far as retribution is concerned, it's not really a pagan belief that there's retribution in practicing magic itself, but it is a belief that is out there that has probably been fostered by other religions that have been told they can't practice it. Number 2 is the loss of control or sanity when it comes to practicing magic. And this can be true for any religion or spiritual practice or even mysticism or any kind of, even an ideology. People who are already mentally unstable can become more mentally unstable by practicing pretty much anything if they haven't got, healthy guidance along the way, or if they haven't got a solid support system when it comes to mental health conditions. A lot of people come to magic as a solution to their problems in life, and sometimes the beliefs, particularly a lot of the superstitions around magic, they can take on and then start to believe that somehow magic is doing something, or that they're being told by angels to do something. And if they've already got mental health situations, then yes, it could exacerbate it, but then so can anything. It's not that magic's causing the problem, it's that the person had problems to begin with. And that's the same with anything. Religion, as we know, any religion can be, we've got people in all religions that do all sorts of very strange things and believe all sorts of strange things, not so much because it's the religion itself, but because of their approach to the religion and some of the delusions that they're carrying with them. Number 3 is the influence of malicious entities when it comes to magic. So once again, this is a bit of a scare tactic to stop people from practicing magic. Whilst there are different types of magic out there, and there's so many different types and genres of magic out there, and there's genres of magic that do work with entities that can be unruly, there are other forms of magic that don't work with those types of entities. And so you can't generally say that magic in general is going to put you under the influence of these entities, because that's particular types of magic that work with those kinds of entities. And within those genres of magic, again, there are safety precautions that would be taught to you if you're working with a proper practitioner that would keep you safe, or at least ensure more safety when it comes to doing that. But if you're using sympathetic magic, like you're working with herbs, crystals, you're working with your own intentions, so you're working with your intention and the universe together, then you're not going to be involving other entities at all. So when it comes to magic, that's pretty much not true either in most cases of magic. When it comes to number 4 is this belief that if you're practicing magic, you're somehow violating natural law, as if magic isn't part of natural law, as if magic isn't what we are, as if magic is somehow a violation of natural law when magic itself is part of natural law. This one doesn't make sense to me, but I have heard it. Some people have been told that you should only ever practice magic if you absolutely need to, and otherwise leave it alone because it's going to upset the balance in the universe somehow, and that you're going to upset some sort of equilibrium in the universe, or the harmony of the universe. Most people who are doing magic are usually doing magic for mundane means. Often we're trying to just make things easier in our lives. The law of attraction is a natural law, so why wouldn't we be using it, which is what magic is. I don't understand that law or why or where it even comes from, but I do know that there are Wiccans that believe that law, and Wiccans that are teaching that kind of thing, that you shouldn't be practicing magic unless it's something that you absolutely need to do because you're going to be upsetting natural law. And if you're practicing magic with the right intent, like you're not harming anyone or anything, then it's part of natural law to practice magic. We're magical beings. We are co-creators with the universe. That's what we do, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to use magic as part of that creation. Number 5 is generally to do with, I guess, religion and cultural beliefs around magic, that magic's somehow evil, that it belongs to the devil, and so you shouldn't be practicing it. There's also cultural beliefs around magic that people might also not want to practice it because in that particular culture there's beliefs that magic again is a dark thing or that it's a bad thing. So that can stop people from practicing magic, of course. Number 6 is probably more to do with when people talk about there being a cost. Nothing in the universe is for free. Nothing is for free in the universe. And when you do magic, you are exchanging energy. You're putting energy out there. You're putting feeling out there. You're putting thoughts out there. You are putting something out and you're going to get something hopefully in return. So there's an exchange going on. When it comes to magic, there's always an exchange. There is always energy, giving and taking in the universe. Nothing is for free at all in the universe. There's always a cost involved. And when I'm talking about cost, I'm not talking about monetary cost necessarily. I'm talking about just cost. Something has to be given in order to receive. And when it comes to magic, you're giving energy, you're giving time, you're giving resources. You're probably giving a bit of money too, because it costs money to buy candles and things like that as well. So there's a giving that has to happen, right, in order for you to receive. And that is part of natural law. We can't eat without a cost being involved in eating. Even if we're living off the land and we're not going to the supermarket buying food, there's a cost involved in having to live off the land. We have to hunt, we have to gather, we have to put in energy, we have to do something in order to receive. And that is a universal law, that nothing is for free. Sometimes as humans we have this romantic belief that everything about spirituality should be free, that it should be freely given, but the question to ask is, well, what are you giving in return for that? If you're expecting someone to give you something, like whether that's a thing, like a tangible object, or advice or help in some way or teaching in some way, what are you giving in return for that? What's your exchange? What are you exchanging to keep the energy rolling? And that's how the energy works. It works through cycles. It works through giving and taking, giving and taking. It's working through that toroidal, that both sides are moving around each other. You can't just take. It's not possible. It's destructive to take, and it's destructive to just give too. Both sides on their own are destructive. So there's always a give and take. So you could look at it as always being a cost involved in doing magic or anything in life. There's going to be some output that you have to do in order to get what it is that you're wanting to receive. And that's a really important lesson, I think, for people in spiritual communities to understand, because we have this obsession with everything should be free, and nothing is free in the universe. And we have to understand that there's always a price. And it changes from era to era, people to people, time to time. Our economic systems change. The way that we operate changes. We don't barter anymore like we used to. So if you used to go to the village witch or cunning folk and you wanted them to give you a potion, you wouldn't rock up empty-handed. You'd be giving them something in return. You know, it might be an article of clothing, it might be some food, it would be something that you'd be giving in return for them to make a potion for you, for example. It's that give and take energy, and we seem to not understand that in a more sort of romantic, idealistic view that we have in this day and age. So there's 6 of the things, 6 reasons why people may not want to practice magic, or beliefs that they have around magic that may stop them from practicing it. And whilst there's truth to some of them, it's really about understanding what sort of magic you're doing, what your ethics are when it comes to doing magic, the same ethics as you'd have when it comes to ordinary everyday life. For example, if you've got certain ethics around how you do things non-magically, then that should apply to your magical ethics as well. There shouldn't be like ethics for one and ethics for another that are different. Your ethics should be whole. So if you wouldn't do something in mundane life, then don't do it magically either, is a good way to look at it. And all of these things all come down to the reasons why we're practicing magic, how we educate ourselves around magic, and our ethical practices when it comes to magic. And if we're using a path to bring us into higher consciousness, to help us be able to become more of the stewards of our ego, so that the ego works for us rather than leading us. We don't want the ego leading the show. It's going to create all sorts of problems. We want to be more conscious and have the ego work for us rather than us work for our ego. And true magical practice is about know thyself. True magical practice is about working on the self. ridding ourselves of those beliefs that keep us stuck in negative cycles, dealing with our emotional issues, dealing with our past traumas, and bringing ourselves to health on an emotional level and also physical level. That's what magic is about. It's not just about trying to manipulate people and situations, it's also about us learning about ourselves. And a lot of people, I guess, don't understand that aspect of magic, and we need to understand that. So if you do want to learn Wicca and witchcraft with me, I do have a course called Mystery Witch School 101. It's a 12-month course. I teach you energy work, I teach you magic. It's sympathetic magic, and we also work with deities in a sort of a ritual, Sabbath rituals, and connecting with deities in very, very positive ways, as ways of connecting to ourselves as well, how those archetypes of the deities work within us too, as well as all of the practices of self-reflection and bringing witchcraft and Wicca into your life on a daily practice basis in a very practical ways. So if you want to learn Wicca and witchcraft with me, there's a link in the description field below this video, Mystery Witch School 101 Academy. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe. I am Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.